Oh my god, let's try something.
Okay,
Okay,
see what happened on TV last night?
I always watch.
Oh my god.
It's so fun. It was so
Yeah,
good.
I watched that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hello.
Hi guys, how are you?
It feels like it's been a while since our last episode
Episode.
because we had to do a quick episode last week.
Yeah, because we were
on-
seeing a show on Tuesday, which, did we ever talk about the show?
No, because we haven't been on since then.
Oh, the show was really good. It was Mac and Val's stripped down tour, and they did a bunch of like ballroom dances. They had 2 girls dance with them. They were really, really good.
They were so good. I love their solos.
Yeah, their solos were so good. They did this really beautiful contemporary dance to, I don't know, it was like an instrumental song, but it was like all about COVID and how you like couldn't touch people and stuff, and it was just so beautiful the way they did it, and it really made me happy to be back in theater, and also made me very sad that that year and a half has been taken away from us.
Right, I agree.
And how fucked up that actually is. Like,
Yeah, totally.
it really just made me, it just really cemented in me how much we need art, and we need music, and we need just activities in life to sort of make us feel human,
Yeah.
and how I really haven't been feeling human in a really long time.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it felt really good to finally go to a show and just like be with. I mean, it would have been nice if the audience was fuller.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of people
There wasn't
there.
a lot of people there because they're scared of, the
They're
Delta.
probably not selling out max tickets.
Right.
and
They're doing like limited
people are probably scared to
capacity,
go.
etc. So it's hard because it is a different vibe when the audience isn't full.
Exactly.
When you have like a full house, there's something that's magical about it.
Yeah.
So, but we got moved down because we were in the top.
Yeah, we bought tickets for $20 in like the back row, and they moved us down to the front row in tier 1. So
Right.
we were right there. Like, it felt
better to spend $25 than like $75 for
Yeah,
seats
because
that
we
were
sort of
just gonna
debated.
get.
Yeah, because we were going to buy tickets, like, off the website. It was $70, and then I just randomly got on Groupon, because I was like, let me just see. And tickets were $25 on Groupon. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, might as well do this.
Might
and
as
then
well
we
do
ended
this.
up getting tickets that were probably, $75 anyway worth.
Exactly.
So that
No,
was kinda
those
nice.
tickets were like $110.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
we
hard,
did luck
though.
out.
We went out we were like, we're gonna go out to eat. We're gonna
Go
all
get
this
some
stuff,
drinks. We're going to
like,
have a fun little Newark
before
date.
we go to the show. And
Guys, Newark's not cute.
Newark's not cute.
I mean, I already knew that, but it solidified it for me.
There's no restaurants open. It is a shit
There's
show.
no restaurants.
There's no restaurants.
Like first and foremost, there's just no nightlife, at least in this section that we were in.
Yeah.
And then what was there was either shut down because of COVID, I'm assuming, or didn't open until like 7 or 8.
Right.
Which makes no sense because it was a Tuesday and there's a show, there's the NJ Pack right there. Like, you feel like people would want to build restaurants and bars and stuff there, because the only thing that is anywhere even close to NJ Pack is the restaurant that's attached to NJ Pack called Nico's. And if the food wasn't good, I would be writing a really bad review because the service was atrocious.
Yeah, the service was not good, and they were only taking reservations. We didn't know. They were like, so the only people that don't have, if you don't have reservations, you can only go to the bar, but the bar was full. But something you have to know about me is that I always find a spot at the bar.
Yeah.
So I told Stevie, I was like, there's a chair over here, there's a chair over here. And we were like, let's just go try to find something near, and that's when we really realized that there's nothing. And I was like, let's go back and like, let's see if those 2 bar stools are still there, because we're fucking going to sit down. Like, I have a knack for finding space at the bar. I don't know, it's just a special talent I have. So my ass walks straight up to the bar, tells the lady, hey, are you using this chair? Because her fucking purse was on the chair. No. You're not paying for that bar stool space. I
True.
want to be a paying
True.
customer. So let me sit in that chair. Are you using this chair? What are you going to say? Yes. For who? For my purse? You're not going to fucking say it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, like, I'm going to take it. Sorry. So I take that chair, or I tell Stevie to stand guard of that chair. I see the other chair. Hey, ma'am, are you using this chair? No, you can take it. She was nice about it. Took the chair, and you know, just nicely asked a lady to scoot the fuck down a little bit. Like, we were obviously trying to create space, and the lady could have easily, without us having to ask, could have been like, oh my, if I was in that situation, if that was that lady, I would be like, oh, I'll just move down a seat.
Exactly. Yeah.
But instead, I'm like hovering over you, and then finally I'm like, excuse me, do you mind if you just like scoot over like 2 inches?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a whole thing. But we found space at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
A lady bought us a bottle of wine.
Yep.
It was a whole adventure within itself. Service was not great, but we ended up having a really good night.
Yeah, the food was good.
The food was
drank
really good.
a lot of wine.
Yeah, and
the show was really
the
good.
show
We
was
got
excellent.
upgraded our seats. So it
Yeah.
was a really good night. I mean, it started off a little rocky.
Yeah.
And then, it's just so tough because we took a Lyft home. And a Lyft, it's $20, so it's not that crazy.
Yeah.
And it was nice to just get home. But I did not feel safe going back to the train.
No.
I mean, even when we
No.
got off the train at 3 o'clock, it was just
It felt unsafe.
it felt unsafe. There was lots of drug abuse happening and just people posted up and it just didn't feel safe. And I always forget that, but Newark Penn Station is just not a safe feeling
It's a
place.
shithole.
It's a fucking shithole.
Yeah, it really is.
So anyway, if anybody's trying to go to Newark Penn Station, I suggest they don't. If you're trying to get into Newark, I would definitely take a Lyft.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we're drinking. I got this from when I went on the field trip to the farm, and it's a pineapple Moscato from Tomaseo Winery. I haven't tried it yet. Have you?
Oh, yeah, I just took a sip. Sorry.
Cheers.
It's good. It's sweet. It's but it's also tart.
But it is pineapple-y.
But it tastes like pineapple.
Oh.
I would probably add some soda water to it if I had it, but
Do we have soda water?
I don't think so. I think we
God
do
damn it.
I think we do up, but I can't grab it.
Yeah. All right, well, Pineapple Moscato, Tomaseo Winery. I like it. It's 6.5% alcohol. The back says, this delightful Tomaseo Pineapple Moscato is a blend of natural pineapple and Moscato wine, which creates a lush combination of tropical pineapple and honey melon character.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. Okay, so let's get down to what we actually came here to talk about, which is the first episode of Bachelor in Paradise. It was trashy.
You know what, though? It kind of had a slow start for me, though.
You know what, it has a slow start, but you have to introduce these characters. And also, this is what I was telling you last night, is that a lot of these people, especially since they didn't do Bachelor in Paradise last year, I haven't seen a lot of these characters or contestants for 3 or 4 years.
Right. A lot. There's Peter's season, which seems like a lifetime ago.
And so I was looking at some of these people and I was like, who are you?
Right. There's
Who are you again?
Right. Exactly. Well, they started off, so David Spade, I don't know if he'll be back. I don't know if he's just hosting one episode. I'm not really sure.
It's very confusing because, so I don't know how many weeks Bachelor in Paradise is going to be, because this week it was only Monday. But next week it starts being on Monday and Tuesday.
It's probably, when does Dancing with the Stars start?
Okay, well, Dancing with the Stars starts on the 22nd of September.
3, 4, 5. So it's probably 5 weeks. The 22nd,
5 weeks.
that's a Wednesday.
Sorry, the 20th.
The 20th. Okay. So it now makes sense. About 10 episodes. Usually they kind of do that where it's, 4 hours a week instead of 2 hours a week.
Yeah. So what I think is going to happen, because the only other celebrity host that they've mentioned is Titus Burgess, Lil Jon, who I cannot wait, who I think he might be hosting next week.
Okay.
At least they insinuated that he was. Who else? There's Titus Burgess.
There's going to be
Lil Jon.
Lance Bass. Titus.
Maybe David Spade will do another one since he only got 1 day.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think maybe I'm not really sure how the flow of it's gonna work.
Yeah, me either.
I'm just happy Wells is there.
Yeah. And he was funny. David Spade, he's sort of deprecating.
Yeah.
But I think it worked, that kind of humor worked.
Right.
Because I get it. He probably feels a little overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But he did a good job. I mean, it was really funny that some of the contestants had no idea who he was.
Right.
I just assumed everybody knew who David Spade was. I feel like he's one of those people that even if you haven't seen movies that he's done,
You just know who he is.
you know who David Spade is.
Yeah, but I guess some people don't.
I guess some people don't fucking know who David Spade is.
Well, he introduced Abigail first.
So Abigail was the first one on the beach.
She is so freaking cute.
Cute as a button.
She went on she got the first date card.
She got the first date card and she picked
Noah.
Noah was on Tayshia's season, and he was the one with the mustache, and she shaved off his mustache, and she was like, I don't like you without a mustache. And I'm like, or she said, I do like you without mustache.
Right, like, I don't like the mustache. And he
Yeah.
was like, I think he looks good. Like, I liked seeing a different side of him.
Yeah.
I liked him
seems
and
sweet.
Abigail together. I
Yeah.
liked how Abigail, like, opened up about, you know, about her fears about, like, moving super fast. And he was like, okay, well, you realize you're on a fast-moving dating show.
Yeah,
So
like, we
you're
don't have
gonna
to get engaged at the end of this, but, like...
Yeah, and he kind of made that clear, too, is, like, we don't have to get engaged at the end of this, but I would like a relationship.
Exactly.
I thought it was so cute. They
Broke
busted
the
open
pinatas.
Yeah, what did she say? The pinatas? She couldn't say pinatas.
Yeah, she couldn't say it.
She's so cute, man.
Yeah, she really is fucking adorable.
So I'm excited. I think Abigail and Noah might be...
Like, something that works out.
Something that
I mean,
works
there
out.
is a lot of... There is sections of her crying in the previews, but
Yeah.
that could literally be over anything. You know, sometimes you just get
Sometimes
stressed
they do
out.
fake outs, too.
They do fake outs, or you get... You know, it's crazy, and I'm sure somebody will come in and Noah will be like, oh, well, maybe I'm guessing or whatever, but they seem cute for right now.
Right.
The next person who came in was Grocery Store Joe, who doesn't own a grocery store anymore, but we still are able to call him that. He even said that himself.
He said that.
So, yeah.
Grocery Store Joe is my favorite.
I love Grocery Store Joe.
He
I like
would
him
be the
because he
first
seems
person
real.
that I'm talking to. But instead, his ass, well, first of all, he had a whole period where he, like, moped, and he's like, I don't know if I should be here. He definitely felt out of his element because he was already in this element.
He was already in this element. He's
thinking
one of
about
the older
Kendall.
contestants. He left here. He fell in love with Kendall. They
Right.
had a long relationship. I mean, there's a lot of baggage with Joe.
Right. And he, like, yeah, totally. But Joe seems very sincere, but he's interested in Serena.
Pee.
And they kissed and everything, but, like, I don't know. There's just something about him being 35 and her being 23 that really turns me off. It just seems like such a big age. She's like, well, you know how old I am, right? And he's like, yeah, I don't care. And I don't know, like, 23 just seems so young when somebody's 35.
Yeah, it seems really young. And also on top of that, if it didn't work out with Kendall and him because of distance, my first conversation would be with anybody before I got in a relationship with them is, how do you feel, like, about moving?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I know that that's a heavy subject, but at the end of the day, like you said, this is fast-paced. You gotta, if you're really here to, you know, find love, be in a relationship, potentially leave engaged, you gotta ask the hard questions first. And for Joe, that's obviously a deal breaker. He obviously doesn't want to leave his parents in Chicago or whatever he has in Chicago. He obviously doesn't want to leave there.
Right.
So, is Serena willing to leave Canada?
I don't know.
Like, can
I don't
Serena...
know. It seems like they go on a date. Like, in a preview, it
seems like Joe said he was in love with her.
He was in love with her.
But they could have been, you know...
I'm not really sure. Maybe... I'm not really sure where that's going. Maybe he goes on a date with Kendall. And then...
He falls in love with her
falls back
again.
in love with Kendall. And he's like, I'm willing to move for you. I love him and Kendall together.
I love them together too, but I was just listening and I didn't realize they've been broken up since January of last year.
They've been broken up a long time, yeah.
So they've been broken up for like a year and a half. So I feel like if they haven't rekindled their romance yet...
But maybe this is like...
Maybe seeing each other, because maybe they just haven't seen each other.
Yeah, they probably haven't seen each other.
You know, for
if
a
they
year
broke
and a
up,
half.
they're probably not just like hanging out as friends.
Yeah, you're right.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I hope happens. I hope he's not saying it to Serena P. I hope he's saying it to Kendall.
Yeah.
Joe will have to do some digging because he said you're the second girl I've ever said I love you, or he said you're the second girl I've ever been in love with.
He said
so
that.
has he said he's been in love before on Bachelor and the last Bachelor in Paradise? I don't know. I guess we'd have to like look it up. Maybe it's just a pipe dream for me to think it's Kendall, but I know Kendall shows up and I really like him and Grocery Store Joe together.
Yeah, I really like them together.
I just love Grocery Store Joe.
I know. I just think he's so normal.
Yeah.
I just love that about him. Now, do I want part of Bachelor, what makes Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise so fun is because these people aren't just your average Joes.
Right.
You know? So it's sort of like, oh my God. Like, it's easy to get distracted in their, like, lives because they're not real.
Right.
To me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But Joe just seems so real.
Right.
So I like having that, like, peppered in a little bit.
Oh, I agree.
Because if there was just, like, 15,000 Joes on the beach, it might be a little too normal or a little too real.
Right.
And it's like, I already live a fucking life.
Yeah.
With normal people. I don't need to, I don't also want to turn on my TV and see just, I mean, I want to see normal people, but you know what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah, totally.
So it's nice to have Joe in there. So Joe comes in and he says that he's interested in Serena P.
Yeah.
Well, then guess what happens? Anybody could have guessed this. Ivan walks in, and guess who he wants to see?
Serena P.
And then guess who else walks in? Brendan. And who did Brendan say he wanted to see?
Did he say Serena P?
I think he said Serena. No, Brendan likes the black girls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He likes Natasha.
He likes Natasha.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, I don't know. I just feel like maybe he really liked Tayshia.
I feel like he has a strong preference.
Yeah, so maybe he just has like a stronger preference to black ladies.
I think he
Cool.
does. I think he does.
Yeah, good for you, dude.
Because you could tell, like, when he saw Claire, he was like, okay. But when he saw Tayshia,
he was like, hey,
ooh.
Tayshia. I mean, black-white Tayshia is gorgeous.
Oh, my God. Like, she's
like,
big.
legit beautiful.
Yeah.
So Abigail came in. We talked about Joe. Ivan came in. We haven't really seen that much from Ivan yet, but he was looking good.
Yeah, he's cute. I mean, he has such a cute
good.
face.
He does. He has a
Oh my
really
God,
cute
everybody
face.
was making fun of Joe because he wore, like, just, like, a t-shirt.
And like, gym shorts.
Like, gym shorts. Everybody's making fun of him. And I loved that. Like, I love that he just, like, came in, like, he wasn't
didn't dress,
to be
like, with his, like,
he's not.
shirt. Exactly. Like, he was just...
We're not saying that these guys, like, Brendan looked really good and really nice, but he dresses that way.
Exactly, and, like, he has, like
that's a style.
Yeah, that's, like, curated to, like, his body type and...
Right.
Like, he's fashionable.
Right. Where Joe is literally, like, this
he's just a
amazing,
dude.
like,
he's literally
normal,
just a dude.
Average dude.
Exactly. So, I like Ivan looked really nice. Brendan looked really nice. Mm-hmm. Kelsey came in. That whole thing was weird. So if you guys didn't watch, Kelsey brought a bottle of champagne to open with David Spade, but David Spade couldn't open the cork. And it was just...
She's, like, awkwardly standing there, and then they're, like, not talking. It literally felt like 15 minutes. That's what I'm saying about slow pace. Like,
yeah, I was like, what is happening? It just
felt like there was a lot of just moments. Dead air moments. Mm-hmm. And, I don't know, maybe every first episode is like that. Because once you get to the second episode, they have, like, the almost paradise.
Yes, I can't wait for the opening.
I can't wait for the opening.
It's going to be so good.
It's always so fun.
Yeah, and then at the end, after Kelsey walked away, David, like, threw the champagne out of the glasses, and I'm just like, what is happening? Like, that was a weird...
It was
Although
weird
I
to
will
show.
say, Kelsey, glow up. Bitch looked good.
She looked really good.
She looked good. Definite glow up. Noah came in after that. He's with Abigail as of right now.
I'm excited to see more of Noah.
I'm excited too. We only saw his, like, goofy side on Tayshia's season, and we knew Tayshia was never going to pick him, so nobody was ever invested in him.
Right.
Kat Connor came in. Kat Connor, I guess, is into Marissa. Who's Marissa?
I can't remember. I think Marissa was on Peter's season.
I'm, like, looking at this girl, and I'm like, I swear to God, I have never seen you.
I think Marissa was on Peter's season. I think I kind of remember her. I don't think she made it that far.
I feel like I would have remembered her. Like, she's wearing so much makeup. She's had so much, like, Botox. Like, you can just tell. Like, she's had Botox. She's had her lips filled. Like, that can't be or at least she's overdrawn her lips. Like, so much makeup. Like, I feel like I would have remembered her.
Maybe she didn't look like that on Peter's season.
I gotta look up some pictures of her.
Maybe now she's just wearing a lot of makeup. I'm not sure.
Maybe, I don't know.
We'll see throughout the season, because you see these people come in smelling fresh and looking fresh, and towards the end of the season, you're like, because it's hot and sweaty there, and they don't turn on the fucking air conditioning for you.
Yeah. So, we'll see. But Connor sort of hooked up with Marissa, and
they both said that they weren't gonna kiss anybody the first night,
but
and
they
then
kissed each other. And Connor, at least from looks like maybe he did some practicing. Maybe he went to a little kissing school because it didn't look as aggressive.
Yeah,
and Marissa said he was a good kisser. So, and she seemed generally giddy.
I don't
genuinely
think Katie
giddy
ever
about
said
it.
Connor was a bad kisser.
She insinuated it.
You think so?
Yeah.
It's in his kiss.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, sometimes we had this conversation, people aren't bad kissers. You just have to find the right person to kiss.
Yeah.
So, Connor just wasn't Katie's person to kiss. I don't think Connor's a bad kisser. I think he could be a little aggressive sometimes.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, Kitty, calm down. But...
yeah, no cat references this time.
I don't think he's a bad kisser.
Yeah, okay. I like that idea. But
I like Connor. I think he's sweet.
He's sweet. I loved his song in the beginning. That was really cute.
I think Connor's cute. I feel like we obviously know he doesn't end up with anybody though because of the men tell all. When that girl, we found out she was staged. She was a plant.
Oh yeah.
But she was planted there, and it's like if he was with somebody, he wouldn't be making out with somebody. So they just ruined Bachelor in Paradise for his love story.
Maybe exactly. Like even if he leaves with somebody, he obviously didn't stay with them after Bachelor in Paradise. So we know the ending, but we don't know the journey. So it's
yeah. Sometimes
it's a little spoiled, but it's not
forever.
It's expired, but it's not spoiled.
Yeah, totally. Tajwan.
Okay, so Tajwan is hilarious.
She's always sweating. She's always hot. That's how I would feel. That's how I would be.
Yes, and another real person, because that's how I would be too. I'd be like...
yeah, I kind of like Tajwan.
It's fucking hot in here. How's anybody doing anything?
Like, how does anybody look okay? How is anybody surviving?
Well, that's what Kelsey said. Kelsey said that she had a really bad sweating problem, so she put milk of magnesium on her face, which is actually a laxative.
Yes.
And girl, no fucking judgment, because maybe I'll fucking try that.
I'll try it.
Because I feel like my upper lip
sweats. My upper lip sweats, too.
Like, really bad, and just like, why only my upper lip?
I don't know. But maybe that's something we should try.
Yeah, I should look
before summer's over.
For sure.
Because bitch didn't look like she sweat.
No, she looked fucking good.
She looked really good.
Tajwan needs to try it because she was sweating.
She was sweating. She was hot. There was bugs
everywhere,
and she was freaking out.
Well, but this is Tajwan's thing.
Yeah.
And so her and Trey hooked up, but Tajwan has supposedly gone on a date with Trey's uncle. Now, I want to know, how old is this uncle? Is this one of those weird things where, like, the uncle is younger than Trey?
Right, or they're, like, the same age.
They're the same age, exactly.
Or is this uncle fucking, like, 25, 30 years older than Trey?
Yeah.
I don't know. Dipping in the family pool is a little weird to me.
And how they all know each other is also a little strange. I guess they're all part of the but not the uncle.
Not the uncle.
The uncle's not part of no
like, how did she meet his fucking uncle?
But without meeting Trey.
Exactly.
Like, it would make sense if she was like, Trey and I knew each other a little bit before Paradise. Because they're all in the sort of fandom of Bachelor.
But how did she meet his uncle?
Like, we need the deets on this,
Tajwan. They better fucking tell us. They better not just be like the first episode where they're like, yeah, I dated her uncle, and then all of a sudden her and Trey are together.
We never hear about it again.
Like, I need to know about this fucking uncle.
Yeah.
I need to know what he looks like. I need to know his age. I need to know how they met. I need to know everything. I'm invested in this story.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I like Trey. Yeah. I liked him on Katie's season for the most part. I didn't like how he brought in some drama, but he friend-zoned himself. He friend-zoned himself, but he did have moments of, like, he just seems like a fun guy.
Yeah.
He just seems silly and a little quirky, and he says funny things. So but I didn't like that he kind of put himself into the drama.
Yeah. But at that point, he knew he was never going to win Katie's heart. So it's sort of like, I might as well say something. Because I spend more time with these boys than I spend with fucking Katie. And I know it's not going to work out with Katie, so...
Right. True.
I mean, like, there's always a ulterior motive.
Totally.
Even when it's with good intentions.
Yeah.
Tammy, I don't really give a fuck about her. She's a little annoying to me.
Yeah, I feel like she's created drama, too. I think Katie Thurston's, like, really all for Tammy.
Katie Thurston's all for Tammy?
Yeah, like Katie Thurston, I think, loves Tammy, like, is rooting for her.
Oh.
That's what I saw on her Instagram story. She's like, I'm Team Tammy. But, like, I can't really remember Tammy. I feel like Tammy was part of the drama.
I feel like Tammy was part of the drama, and I just feel like I never cared for her.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like I never cared for her. Like, I didn't think she was an interesting person. I didn't think she had really had anything to bring to the table. Now, I could be completely wrong. I obviously don't know her as a person.
Watch, we end the season. Tammy is our fucking favorite.
We'll see. We'll let you know. Maybe she will be. I don't fucking know.
You know, people have turned the tables on us before. I can't pinpoint anybody right now, but I know there's been people on Bachelor in Paradise where we've turned around and we're like, oh, damn.
Like, you know who we have done that with? Jordan, Gold Speedo.
Yes.
I hated him.
I hated
on
him.
Hannah Brown?
Hannah Brown's season?
Was it Hannah Brown's season?
I think so, yeah.
I couldn't stand him.
I loved him on Bachelor in Paradise.
But I loved him on Bachelor in Paradise.
I agree.
Who was he with?
He was with that girl that everybody said she was like an alien. Jenna. Her name's Jenna, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. They were both like super pretty. No, what happened with that is supposedly he said she was cheating on him, but somebody had like made fake text and she got the FBI involved to investigate, and somebody had curated these fake texts and sent them to Jordan. I don't know, like just like weird shit, but she's like engaged now. She has a baby. She has her little pig.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she's happy.
Good to know.
She's happy, and he's engaged now too.
Oh, he is.
She's this really cute girl. She's not part of Bachelor Nation or anything, but they just like bought a house together.
That's really nice.
Yeah, they're both happy and everything.
Okay, good. I'm happy for him.
I liked their relationship on Bachelor in Paradise.
I agree.
And I ended up liking him.
Yeah.
I ended up loving John Paul Jones.
Yes, exactly. Like he was cool during Hannah Brown.
I can't remember.
I think it was Hannah Brown season.
So we didn't see like much of him, but then like he was just a laugh riot on. And I ended up liking Tayshia more on Bachelor in Paradise.
That's true. I didn't really care for Tayshia on Colton's season because it was and it still is hard to read Tayshia, but now that I feel like I understand her a little bit more since we did get so much airtime with her on Bachelorette.
Right.
I do like Tayshia, and I almost appreciate that she's a little hard to read because I think especially as a woman and especially as a black woman, like, you know, you sort of need that like toughness.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel like Tayshia's tough, but she's still, you know, sweet and she's professional, but she's still fun. I actually really like Tayshia. She's one of my top bachelorettes ever.
I really like Tayshia. I think what we've talked about this before, if they're going to choose between Caitlyn and Tayshia to replace at least the Bachelorette, like maybe they go the route of a man for the Bachelor, a woman for the Bachelorette, and then they can have guest stars for Bachelor in Paradise. I don't mind that.
Yeah, exactly. I could dig that.
I could dig that. Then I would go with Tayshia. I would not go with Caitlyn. I'm sorry, Caitlyn.
You stick with your podcast and your wine and stuff. Like, you're good at that, but I just don't think... But
she doesn't have that professionalism that
Chris Harrison brought.
That Tayshia also brings to the table.
Exactly.
Where Tayshia can still have fun, but Caitlyn's all fun.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like she brings that...
Yeah, that balance.
Yeah. So, there's that. Fucking Victoria came.
Oh, my God. The queen is dead, people, but the goddess is here.
She's a lot.
She's too much. I never thought she would change. Like, there's just some people in this world that they are who they are, and they can never change because they don't see they have no shame. They have no guilt about anything.
Yeah.
And they just don't realize that. They're literally a different breed of person.
They're just in an alternate
universe where like everything happens to them and
then the majority of the people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I just don't think that I don't want to say she's not a good person. I just think that does not live on the same planet as everybody else around us.
I don't know how long she's gonna last, but she's like, these guys need to talk to me. I want to be wanted. I want to be this, and it's like
nobody wants you though because you showed your true fucking colors. End of story.
She's a lot.
She's just too much. She's just too much. I mean, Brendan said he got a big whiff of her. He was like, I took a big whiff, and she smelled good. I was like, okay, weirdo.
Yeah.
But smelling good only gets you so far, because I'm sure the second she opened her mouth, everybody was like, ugh.
Right. And it seemed like when she arrived, people
were demeanor changed.
Their demeanor changed. It was almost like they were happy that she was there because they almost felt more validated because at least they know there's a crazy person with them and they won't be the crazy person at least for a while during this season because she's going to fulfill that
She's going to
role.
fulfill that role, and not only that, but she's no competition.
Right.
Now, I'll bite my tongue off if that's just not true, if somebody comes in. You know, Carl, fucking have her.
Yeah, Carl and
you guys
Victoria,
go be crazy together. Please don't have babies.
Yeah.
And have crazy little babies, but whatever. If you guys want to be in a relationship, fine, whatever.
Run off into the sunset.
Yeah, she's just a little too much.
Big booty Mari.
Big booty Mari, she is a fucking babe.
She is a babe. She was like, I got a big butt. And I was like, do you? And then I looked and I was like, girl, you look good.
She's cute.
She's really cute. She's 25 though. And
Yeah, I
she's
thought she was older
talking
than
to...
that.
No, I thought she was older than that too, but when she was talking to Kenny, who's 40, he was like, how old are you? And she said 25, and she's like, but I've dated older men.
Yeah, she said she prefers older men,
She
too.
prefers older men, yeah.
But she looked like, I honestly thought she was like in her 30s.
I think
Not because she looks old, she just looks mature.
Yeah, she just looks like...
She looks like a really well put together, established, like, sexy business lady, I feel like.
Oh, totally.
Like, I could see her, like, being, like, the sexy CEO of a company or something.
Right, totally.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if she's smart. I don't know if that's her thing. I don't know what she does.
To
But
learn more about her.
yeah, I like her.
I like her a lot.
Kenny, and I watched this today on Bachelor Fan Take, is Kenny wasn't really naked.
What was he wearing?
He was wearing a little Speedo.
Oh, he was.
So what happened is, I mean, it was a little Speedo.
Yeah.
Like, it was a baby Speedo, but they forgot to, if you go back and watch, they actually forgot to put a black bar on him at one point of the day, and you can see that he's wearing clothes.
Yeah, he can't be walking around naked.
Well, first of all, he has to be mic'd up. Like, where are you going to put the mic?
that will they wear the necklaces. The guys wear the necklaces.
But they still have to put the pack somewhere.
No, the necklace is the pack. Like, it's a little tiny microphone. And
No,
the
because
necklace
there was a when I watched the fan take, there was like a wire going down his back. Like, he has to put the pack somewhere.
Yeah, that's true. Usually they're just wearing like the little necklaces.
Oh, well, I don't know. He was wearing
Wearing a Speedo.
He was wearing a little tiny Speedo. I'm sure it was little.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you could see everything. So, you know, it is what it is, but yeah, honestly, showing up naked is, I don't think I would like it. Like, that's awesome that you're brave and you're not afraid to show yourself, but I just feel like it's a little disrespectful.
Yeah.
I guess because nobody wants to see that. I mean, maybe they do. I don't know.
Well, it saves some mystery.
Well, exactly.
For later.
It's just like, I just feel like, you know, he's going around giving people hugs. It's like, I would feel weird hugging you. And then it's like, I don't want to look, but when I'm talking to you, I'm going to be looking at your fucking penis. Like, I have no choice.
It's like a car wreck. You gotta look.
Yeah, you gotta look at the car wreck. You know what I mean? So I do feel like it'd be a little bit disrespectful to show up completely nude.
Yeah.
So I'm actually happy to learn that at least he was wearing a little something.
Right.
But yeah, he showed up naked.
He always had like a black box on him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, he showed up naked, which I thought, you know, was, for all intents and purposes, is like funny, I guess.
Yeah.
And I mean, he looks good for 40. Him and Mari.
I'm excited to learn more about Kenny.
I'm excited to learn more about him.
Because I don't feel like we know too much about them.
No.
We talked about Marissa and Connor. Fucking crazy Carl is on.
And then last...
Well, no, there's that one girl with the blonde hair. I cannot remember who she is.
I think she was from Peter's season.
I
don't think she lasted very long. Sarah or something like that?
I don't know.
I have no idea. There was a couple people that they didn't even introduce. Like,
They
we
just
were
walked down.
They just walked down, or like they didn't even walk down. They didn't even show them walking down. They just showed them on the beach. And I'm like, when did this person get here? Mm-hmm. Who are they? Why are they here?
Right. We'll see. Maybe we'll learn more about them. I'm not excited about Carl.
No, but you know, they always have to have a drama starter, and he'll definitely start drama, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And then last to come in as a cliffhanger, of course, because how could you not have a cliffhanger, especially in Paradise?
Demi.
Was Demi. And she straight up said, like, I'm here to fuck shit up. So, and Demi never disappoints. She's always fucking shit up.
Yeah.
So,
but there is something I like about Demi because she really is just who she is.
Exactly. It's different. It's different than Victoria. I can't put my finger on it. I can't describe it. I know it's not fair that Demi gets to be basically, let's be honest, Demi gets to be exactly like Victoria. But Victoria gets a bad rap, and Demi, when she does it, it's like cute.
Right.
I can't put my finger on it, but if you need to compare personalities.
I feel like Demi, at least, she's like, you know, this badass bitch, and she says what she says, and she means what she means, and all this stuff, but we've seen Demi have humility. We've seen her apologize. We've seen her feel bad for an action she didn't realize hurt somebody in the process.
You're right.
She has, you know, apologized, or she has, you know, said, we've seen her, like, truly, you know, look happy and be happy. Where, like, Victoria is just, like, a shit show.
Yeah.
So I think they are different.
Yeah, you're right. They are. That was brash of me to...
Well, no, I'm just saying that's what I think.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe Victoria will fucking redeem herself, but I doubt it.
I doubt it too. I mean,
like, saw her in an interview, like, a couple days ago, and she just seemed like the same person.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And whatever, you be the person you want to be. I don't know you in real life. I'll never know you in real life.
Don't care to know you in real life.
Don't care to know you in real life, but, you know... I'm just not a big fan of Victoria.
Yeah.
So, there's that.
Yeah. So I'm excited for next week.
Yeah.
There'll be an episode on Monday and on Tuesday, so make sure that you're listening. We're going to start actually doing live Instagram
stories,
live stories on Instagram in real time, watching the videos, so make sure you catch that so you know our opinions right then, right there, all the juice, all the gossip. But yeah, I'm really excited. It's going to go by, we're going to blink our eyes and it's going to be over, people.
Yeah. Probably live tweeting.
Live tweeting, yeah.
So, spoilers, he.
Ho, ho, ho.
So yeah, we're going to do that. It's going to go by really fast, but I'm really excited, to talk about it. And then it's Dancing with the Stars.
Woo, woo, woo. I'm so excited.
Oh, I've never been more excited. I want them to announce a lineup.
I know, come on.
But
they do it like the week before.
Yes, seriously, no shit. But I'm really excited for that. So, yay.
Listen up, it's circle time.
So
hey guys.
Happened?
What'd you say?
So what happened at school today?
Oh, well, today we went on a field trip to the zoo. And it was actually really fun. I'd never been to that zoo before. Well, I have, but that was it was like 2 minutes. It was like a whole story.
Was that when the kid got lost?
No, that's a different time. No, it was just a bad director. But, so it was a beautiful day, nice breeze, it wasn't too hot. I think because it wasn't so hot, like, all the animals were out, they were, like, interactive with the kids, you know, coming up to the glass, and, like, we went to the sea otters, and, like, this one sea otter just, like, came up to the glass and was just doing, like, backflips, and, like,
he was performing.
And, like, performing for the kids. It was so cute, and the kids just, like, loved it and ate it up. So it was actually a really good time, but, so I think I've told you this before, but when it comes to, like, meals and stuff, you know, at school we do an AM snack, lunch, and a PM snack.
Right.
And now listen, if all your parent does is pack you junk food, that's the only thing I can give you is junk food. But if a parent packs, like, apples and oranges or, like, some sort of fruit and then your lunch and then, like, chips or gummies or something, I'm not going to give you the gummies for breakfast and the oranges for the afternoon.
Right.
Like, I'm going to give you the sugar right before you go to your parents. Bye.
Yeah.
They're the ones packing it for you. They can deal with your fucking hyper ass.
Yeah.
And I'm giving you the healthy stuff for breakfast.
Right.
End of story. That's the way I do it. I don't care if a parent says the fruits, and parents do this, the fruit snacks are for breakfast and the oranges are for PM. Not in my classroom, they're not.
Yeah.
Nope. Sorry. That makes me a bitch. I don't care. Don't send your kid to school. I'm not fucking doing it. Yeah. I'm not giving your kid fruit snacks for breakfast.
Yeah.
They're going to be hungry way before lunch.
Yeah.
And it's just not, it's not good for them. It's not fucking
healthy.
good for them. It's not healthy. So anyway, to make a long story short, today at lunch we had all the to-go lunches or whatever, and there was this little girl who had, it actually makes me sick to think about. She had an entire plastic baggie that had to have been a whole container of, like, deli sliced ham, like, rolled up. And it was a lot. Like, I swear to God, it had been the whole container.
Yeah.
Of deli sliced ham and then, like, a bunch of pepperonis. And then she had, like, one of those squeezy yogurts. She had grapes. And then she also had, like, the little single-serve Pringles. And so I put everything in front of her, but I said, listen, eat your meat, eat your grapes, eat your yogurt, whatever, and then you can have the chips. You know, I just want to make sure that you're eating like the healthy stuff first.
Right.
That way you're full, because I mean, we walked like 20,000 steps today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, all we did was walk all day. We were in the sun, you know, whatever. So she's crying, asking for the chips. I said, you'll get the chips.
Yeah.
But you have to eat your lunch first.
Yeah.
End of story. I don't think that's unreasonable.
Yeah.
So she asks me. I say no. She asks Miss Amanda. Miss Amanda obviously says no, because we have the same mentality about this subject. She says no. Asks us a bunch of times. We say no a bunch of times. Mm-hmm. There was another teacher from another class. She goes to her and says, can you open my chips for me? And this teacher, can't even blame her. She doesn't fucking know.
It's just so sneaky for a 3-year-old.
Exactly. A 3-year-old. Kylie opens the chips for her. Mm-hmm. And then she turns to us and goes, see, I told you I could have my chips. Like, real snotty.
That's disgusting.
And karma fucking got her, because when she went to go grab a chip, when she was like telling us, you know, like, see, I got my chips or whatever, like, she flung her hand, mm-hmm. and the chips went everywhere, all over the ground, everywhere. So she gets on the ground and starts eating these chips, and I went straight up to her and I said, there's no more chips. They were on the dirty ground. Whatever, like, if 5-second rule sometimes, whatever, but, like, we're in the zoo.
Ew.
In, like, a pavilion where thousands of people's feet have been.
Gross.
You know this shit never gets cleaned. I'm like, you're not eating these chips.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to starve. Like, you have a lot of other food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just starts throwing a fit, crying, stomping her feet, screaming, yelling. And I'm just like, I can't deal with this fucking bullshit. This is because you are a fucking spoiled brat.
Right.
End of story. You're spoiled.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. 3-year-olds have tantrums. They get upset. I get that. I can respect that. Mm-hmm. I'm fucking 29 years old, and I fucking feel like I have tantrums sometimes.
Right.
You know, like, I'm not saying you can't have a tantrum, but you're not starving. They're not even your main lunch. And you deliberately went behind our backs and then was snotty about it when another teacher, an innocent teacher in all of this,
right,
opened up your chips for you, and then you were a snotty brat, and then karma fucking knocked your chips on the ground. Bye.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's a lot.
So I guess for anybody listening, I would like to know if you think that I'm being too harsh, maybe, with, you know, my eating rule, because I don't feel like it's too harsh. I feel like when I'm a parent, I hope that when I'm a parent, and I get it. It's easy to go to Costco, get a huge box of fruit snacks, or sugary granola bars, or, you know, a pack of cookies or something, and throw it in a lunchbox and call it a goddamn day. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But at some point, especially when you have children, you have to put them and their health first.
Yeah.
And also, this said girl that I'm talking about is extremely obese.
I've seen so
like
many kids
obese
lately.
children.
Lately,
Obese
I've
children.
seen so many fucking obese kids. And I'm just like, this isn't the kid's fault.
No,
if you're
it's not.
older,
if you're obese as a child, it's your parents' fault. End of story.
And you're ruining this kid. You're ruining this kid.
Yeah.
That's all they're going to know their whole life is food for entertainment and food for pleasure instead of food for
survival.
Nourishment and survival.
Yep.
Trust me, you're talking to somebody that, like, you know, has, like, a minor eating disorder. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I've struggled with food my whole life. I've struggled with body image. I've struggled with, you know, all of that stuff. But I look at some of these kids these days and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm so happy I was never like that.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
It's just so fucking sad. It's just so sad because it just feels like that's how they're going to be their whole life.
How can they change if you already start with bad habits? It's so hard to build good habits, and so easy to fall into bad habits and break bad habits.
Totally.
So if that habit is literally the only thing you know, it makes it so much harder. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, so I don't care if I'm a bitch. I don't care if the parents say I want them to have fruit snacks for breakfast. I don't give them fruit snacks. If there's a healthy option, That's what they're getting for breakfast. End of story. Because guess what? I have to deal with them for the next 8 hours. And if they eat fruit snacks, guess what I'm going to hear in an hour? I'm hungry. When are we going to have lunch? Bitch, lunch is in 4 hours.
Yeah.
And I literally cannot give you lunch right now. Like,
Right.
I can't just randomly stop the day to feed you.
Right.
Like, I get that. You can do that as a parent in your own home. Mm-hmm. You can stop, have food, snacks whenever you want. I can't do that. We are on a schedule. We are at school to learn. When you go to school in elementary school, in middle school, in high school, some classes in high school let you, like, have a snack if you want or, like, a drink or something. Like, if you have, like, a cool teacher.
Yeah.
But for the most part,
You're not allowed to eat during class.
you're not allowed to eat during class. When you go to college, you're not allowed to eat during class, at least in the college classes I went to.
Yeah. Because
Were
it's
you allowed to eat in
distracting.
college?
I wasn't. No, I never ate in college. I mean, like, in my classes, and I don't remember anybody ever
Eating in college.
Like, they might be eating before the class started, and then once the class started, you know, they put away their snack if they still had some left or whatever. But people didn't eat during class. First of all, it's distracting.
Mm-hmm.
And learn fucking time management. I mean, obviously they're kids, so they don't fucking know, but that's why you're saying, okay, you're going to eat this. This is going to keep you fuller longer until we eat again.
Exactly. And this is going to give you energy so you're not tired by 10 o'clock and we don't eat lunch until 12.
Right.
You know, so yeah, it's just such a touchy subject, you know.
Totally.
So let me know what you think.
Okay, closing time.
Okay, so goddamn. Touchy subject, I guess.
Yep.
So work in New York City is mandating vaccines to eat inside restaurants.
Yep.
This poses a lot of fucking problems. Whether you believe in the vaccine or not,
This is bad for business.
this is bad for
End of
business.
story. You are hurting small business.
End of story.
It's disgraceful.
Even today, there was somebody that wanted to eat inside, but they couldn't because they're not vaccinated. They're not vaccinated because they're going through chemo. So we're putting this person that has cancer going through chemo. They can't even enjoy a nice dinner inside. They have to sit outside in the sun because fuck you don't have your vaccine. Sorry that you have cancer.
Yeah.
Sorry that you have kids under 12. Sorry you have allergies and you can't get the vaccine. Your ass is sitting outside. Sounds a little bit like, hey, get to the back of the bus to me.
Yeah. It
Sounds
sounds
like-
a little bit like segregation to me.
Sounds a little bit like segregation. Sounds a little bit like, you know, like, what is it? 23% of black people in New York are vaccinated. It sounds like, oh, sorry, black people can't eat in our restaurant anymore.
Yeah.
That's
Sounds a
what it
little
sounds
bit
like
racist.
to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's racist as hell. It's a violation of people's rights. Like, if you choose not to be vaccinated, then you've made your bed.
Yeah. And listen, if you choose not to be vaccinated and you get COVID and you get sick, that's the risk you're willing to take.
Right.
If you're vaccinated, why does it matter if I'm or somebody else is not?
Right.
Why does it matter? You're safe. Even which is not true because people with the vaccine can still get COVID, but
I don't know. It's just such a tricky subject. I'm not going to stay on it for too long, but that is something that's happening in New York. And, you know, I know, like, we've had, you know, people don't want to sit outside in the blazing hot. So now all of a sudden, you know, businesses are losing customers because hundreds of dollars a day, if not thousands, because people can't come in and
sit in
down
AC.
and eat. What's going to happen in the winter?
Yeah, you guys can't have outside seating all winter.
Yeah. So it's a really tricky subject. I'm really hoping that this doesn't last long.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that this is just like a scare tactic and, you know, who knows, maybe enough people will, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I hope happens. It's just like, it's just really shitty right now.
Yeah, it's a tough situation. It's
So-
not fair to families with children under 12.
Right. Like, especially, like, little tiny babies.
Exactly.
Like, we have families come into our restaurants with, like, 18-month-old.
Yeah.
Like, 18-month-old.
So now they have to sit outside in the blazing heat with a baby?
Right. With 3-year-olds, with just, like, little kids. So now we're not a family restaurant anymore.
Yep. So you took away families.
You took away families. You're taking away people that,
literally can't get the vaccine because... they've going through chemotherapy or they're immunocompromised or they're allergic to ingredients in it or there's lots of people
who just don't fucking want the vaccine.
Or people who don't fucking want it. End of story.
Yeah. So it's just a really tricky situation to be in. I'm sure people have their opinions on it. So
I mean, it's a very opinionated subject.
That's all the subject is opinionated.
Yeah. The subject is opinionated because there's no really clear answer on anything.
Right.
So there's nothing but to have opinions.
Right.
And I just feel like if America is so divided on this subject, that means that there's a true problem.
Right, because it's not like it's 5% of the population that refuses to get vaccinated. It's literally 50% of the fucking population that is like, I don't want this vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just super divided right now, and I just don't know how to take it.
Yeah, it's really tough.
I don't know what the next step is. I don't know
when this anarchy is going to be fucking over.
Yeah. It's like my money is being affected because of this.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
The company's money is
being affected because of this.
Small business is being affected because of this. So I don't know. It's just a really tricky subject. I don't really know much more to say about it without getting too political. It's the Libra in me, but I'm very, I see both sides. So it's super hard because I'm not tilting. I'm just
I'm literally in the middle myself. Like, I straight up see the sides of both. I guess you could really say liberal and conservative.
Right.
But that's not even true because I know a lot of
liberals
who do not want the vaccine.
I know a lot of Republicans that do want the vaccine.
So it's not even fair to say the Republicans don't want the vaccine and all Democrats want the vaccine because that's just not true.
That's not true.
I know black people who don't want the vaccine. I know Spanish people who don't want the vaccine. I know white people who don't want the vaccine. I know young and old people who don't want the vaccine. Mm-hmm. And I know all of those same demographics who do want the vaccine.
Right.
So, and I can see it from both sides. I can see it's sort of like, just fucking do your part, just follow the crowd, make your life easier, X, Y, and Z, get over it, whatever, sort of side. But then I also see, our freedoms being taken away and how this is affecting our economy. I feel like shutting down the economy and having all these mandates is affecting the economy and the people directly because of the economy way more than COVID is affecting people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
Let's say, just for layman's terms, 10 people are affected by COVID. Mm-hmm. Well, 30 people are affected because we shut down for COVID.
Yeah. Exactly.
So really, which is the greater good at the end of the day?
Yeah, it's really tough.
It's tough, and it's sort of like, a train is going down a track and it can either go this way and kill one person or it could go this way and kill 50 people. Right. Who do you save? You know what I mean? It's sort of one of those things.
It's going to be different to every single person.
Exactly. And we all, as a democracy, need to figure it out, but there's too many opinions. Mm-hmm. But what we don't want is a dictatorship where just one fucking person is making all the shots for us, because that doesn't show what everybody in America is. Mm-hmm. So it's really tough because we are truly divided.
Yeah.
We are truly divided, which really goes to show that there is a legit problem in this country.
Right.
And listen, I don't know how to fix it. I don't pretend to know anything about politics. I just have my opinions. You might disagree with them. Don't really fucking care. I don't. I really don't care. Those are my opinions. I'm allowed to have them, and I'm allowed to have my own feelings and thoughts.
Yeah, totally.
And just like anybody else is.
Yeah.
Just like anybody else is, and I don't want to be penalized for that.
Right. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions and their own thoughts.
So, this is America.
This is America, the greatest place in the world. Okay, but when you when you
actually look at it, like, let's be honest, America's the greatest place in the world.
Yes. But
I know
does
we
don't have our faults?
And
no,
we don't have
America
things that we need to work on. Exactly.
Ourselves.
Yeah, America needs to work on herself. But that doesn't mean that we're still the best country.
Right.
I mean, I'm proud to be an American. Like, I'm happy that I'm not a fucking an Afghan right now.
Yeah.
Like, I do not want to be in Afghanistan right now. I don't want to be a woman in Afghanistan. Are you fucking kidding me?
No, not
at
all.
Fuck that. I'm not trying. Like, listen, I'm happy to live in America.
I'm happy to be an American.
And have the privileges that I do, or at least that I had. And, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm happy for those things.
Right.
But that doesn't mean we can't work on ourselves.
Exactly. That's like when somebody
America needs a glow up.
America needs a glow up. And that's like when somebody tries to compare their feelings. They're like, well, you're not allowed to be sad because there's worse things happening to somebody else. It's like, bitch, I'm allowed to feel sad sometimes. I'm allowed to be depressed sometimes. I'm allowed to, you can't compare my suffering to somebody else's suffering. I don't think that's fair.
No, you're allowed to suffer.
I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair to compare somebody else to another person. So
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, let us know what you feel. We're always open to opinions and, what everybody else has to say. Because like we just said, everybody has different opinions. And I like to hear those opinions.
Yeah.
So make sure you comment, like, subscribe. Check out Thursday Morning, Eggs and Bakey. We have one more Rocket Summer song, and then we have a special guest star. She's so cute. You guys aren't going to want to miss her.
Yeah.
And then we start Sign Language September, which is one of our favorite months. So make sure you check that out as well.
There we go.
Cool.
57 minutes.
Twin Talk.